everybody, here we are again, and I have a status update. The drone from China, where that was actually a functioning piece of equipment, I have already lost it. My drone experience without the niceties of object avoidance and yada yada yada, I've hit myself in the face almost 10 times with it so far. Ooh-wee! And the other day I decided I was gonna take flight and get a little bit of a higher shot, kind of cool little look around type deal, and well, the wind got it. It went out of range because it only had like about a 300-foot range, and it's gone. Not exactly heartbroken over that. I will put in a couple shots from this drone flights so you can check it out. Talk GoPros today. I added another one right there on my bars. We'll see how that turns out in the video. I haven't even tested it. It's the first time I put it on the bike, so we'll see how that looks. Maybe it'll be cool, maybe I'll keep it, maybe I won't. I had to readjust the one under the tail. I was hitting it quite a bit. Some of the roads that were a little bit rougher through town, I was hitting it quite a bit, and it was starting to wear out my mount. That little cage was getting ground down a bit. So I went with the aluminum cage and put another mount that got it up in the, a little bit more tucked up in the air a little bit. So we'll see how that all came out. Like I said, none of this has been tested yet, so we'll see how it all looks. And while we're on the topic of GoPros, silly me, I didn't do my research. I upgraded my chin mount. In this video, it's still going to be the old cam, the old warhorse, that GoPro 3 Black is still going to be the one you're going to be seeing in this one. I upgraded to a 6. I was debating back and forth between a 5 and a 7, where the 5 was like frames per second, hard specs was twice the camera. My 3 was. I wasn't quite ready to go to the 7 because I thought I was going to have to get that external mic adapter. And with that, I was debating between the 5 and the 7, and it all started because I was only having about 45 minutes of battery life out of my 3 batteries, and I wasn't able to really source any new genuine replacement batteries to keep my GoPro going a little longer, so that was kind of hindering some of my trips.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
So then I started debating between the 5 and the 7, where the 7 was twice the camera, the 5 was. I couldn't really pick, and I was starting to think, well, I remembered something from Sesame Street, that vampire dick who would be like 1, 2, 3, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a number between 5 and 7. And so I looked up the hard specs to the 6, and the 6 did just about everything that the GoPro 7 would do, except it didn't have the hyper smooth, it wouldn't do the time warp videos or link directly up in live stream, which I was cool with that because I'm probably not going to do any of that stuff. So I went with the 6 thinking, oh, you only need the adapter for the 7. This is a new deal. I didn't research that enough. So I got my 6, opened it up, got it all mounted, was gonna go out and film, and realized I couldn't hook up my external mic to it. So that was kind of a setback, and then I was like, well, okay, it's 50 bucks. I'll just get my $50 adapter and put that big brick on the side of my helmet and just deal with it, right? I go to order it and it's out of stock through GoPro. Amazon had one seller that had it, and that peach of a gentleman was selling a used external mic adapter for the low price of $168 and some odd cents. And I was like, are you kidding me? That is over 3 times what it would cost new.
Shut up, Meg.
So, scrounged around a little bit more, dug up a couple on eBay for around the $70 mark. So I got one of those that should be here next week. Gonna have that nice new GoPro where I at least have a little bit more battery life out of. And that was the big deal, is I was pretty happy with my 3. I know it could have been better, but the whole deal were batteries. I just could not get the batteries for it. Not being able to have the batteries or a second source of power. I mean, my last video, I used a power bank for that. For every time I stopped, I had my GoPros plugged in, and that was okay. I mean, it extended my trip quite a bit, but for when I go on this longer trip here, that's not going to do it. I'm going to need to be able to switch out and charge all at the same time.
Well, their dog kind of snuck up behind me and stuck his nose between my legs.
These are still the best. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. If you liked it, it's YouTube. You know what to do. I'll catch you later.